idea for some Spider-Mans. One of them 6'8" and kind of tubby and likes to program, and he's a Spider-Man. It's so good.
Whoa! Welcome everybody to May the Zoo be with you. Happy Friday morning. Those of you who are joining us on time and early. I'm joined by my good friend and yours, Josh from Hometown TCG.
I'm doing this so I don't fall asleep.
Oh, I'll do the noises for you. Pew, 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
And we, of course, are joined by Donald from Scruffy Looking Gaming, who put out a video this week, everybody.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your budget-friendly, fun Lorcana-themed deck tech. Right there, baby.
First video in a year and a half.
and Josh, can I just tell you, his presentation was outstanding. If you compare his presentation of this video to his video a year and a half ago, so much better. This podcast has been good for Donald.
Was it better? Did you actually watch it?
I did. I watched it while I was walking around Home Depot. So I don't actually care about your Lorcana deck tech. I just care about you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else to say, Josh, about that? You look.
He's still flabbergasted.
I'm just finding the video.
Oh, you can go
if you were subscribed, it would have given you a notification.
That's not true. You got to hit the
notification, and I am subscribed. So
while you're doing that, you can hit the notification bell for this channel right now. And thank you to all of our sponsors. Okay, that was our sponsor.
Sponsor section.
You caught me off guard. I was like, sponsor? What are you talking about?
Today we're talking about Spiderman. Oh, okay. For those of you who are all on me about using Cliff Notes, like little messenger things, timestamps, you can now click the ask button and it uses AI to tell you every little thing that we talk about in the whole video.
Files are in the computer.
That's crazy.
You don't remember that Zoolander?
Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking
files?
about. But you can do that now, so we don't even have to do that. So it's been 3.5 years of you telling me to do timestamps. We didn't do it, but YouTube did it for us. Thank you, whoever owns YouTube. Mark Zuckerberg, somebody like that. All right, let's talk
Mark Warburg.
We're going to talk about Star Wars. No, that's Spider-Man.
Wow.
We're talk about Spider-Man. We're going to talk about Aetherdrift collector boxes and Magicthegathering collector boxes as a whole. We're going to talk about some sorcery. We've got some sorcery news today. We also have some Lorcana news. There was another big one. Oh, we are talking about Star Wars. There's a big Star Wars thing I want to talk about. I'm so excited about it. And I think that's it. Oh, Pokemon. We didn't talk about what we're going to talk about for Pokemon, but I got an idea. We'll talk about Pokemon too. It's going to be a great podcast, everybody. Just shut up and listen, okay? Like,
wow.
Let's go.
Demanding.
The way you invite the viewer in just to tell them to shut up and listen is I'm envious of that.
All right, let's talk about Spider-Man. First and foremost, the biggest question about Spider-Man: who is your guys' Spider-Man?
Well,
there's no question.
I know Donald's is Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, are we all old?
Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. Tom Holland is the only Spider-Man.
Is Tom Holland like
100%? Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Which one is that?
So
is that the Amazing Spider-Man?
The most recent.
The most recent one. Tom Holland kills both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I think Toby was the best Peter. I think Andrew was the best Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is like is the best like of both. That's my take.
That's wild.
Josh, who's yours, Josh?
I think it's disrespectful to say anything other than Toby, but Andrew was a good Spider-Man. He's underrated.
Andrew was a good Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield. He was a good Spider-Man. The movies weren't great. Like
that's the Amazing Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, right. It's unfortunate that
Spider-Man.
It's unfortunate that Sony got a hold of that because they didn't do him justice.
How many times in our generation can they remake the same stupid? So my daughter, my youngest daughter, all of a sudden is obsessed with Spider-Man because she watches
Spidey
Friends.
Yeah, it's my niece too.
I know this will surprise you. I don't want to watch Spidey Friends anymore. After one episode of that, I was ready to never ever let her watch any Spider-Man again. So I've been I've been tricking her into watching the actual Spider-Man movies because she's like excited to watch Spider-Man.
So my question is the only Spider-Man knowledge you have from the movies?
Yeah, I've never been a big Spider-Man fan.
That checks out.
The movies in high school, I didn't even really like them either. I know for you, it was like you would have been an adult, but when they came out with Tobey Maguire, I didn't even like. It wasn't my thing. Spider-Man's just not my jam.
He's not my favorite superhero, but yeah, I respect Spidey.
I think Tobey Maguire is in my head who Spider-Man is, but I think I agree with Tom Holland being the best Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is my number one. That is my number one Marvel superhero. Always has been. Yep.
Ew.
Yep.
Why?
Ew.
There's just something about the underdog nerdy kid that I've always been a Spider-Man fan.
I had so much respect for you. Ew.
I mean, what's yours, Josh? What's your favorite Marvel superhero?
Probably Tony Stark, and that was before the movies. Probably Iron Man.
Iron Man. Like Iron Man was a B-list character before.
Yeah. I'm not sure I can get behind Iron Man.
I go deep cuts.
I'm not sure I can get behind Iron Man. He's basically just a bootleg Batman.
Well, the different universe, but
no, but I mean,
your truth queen.
Just an eccentric billionaire, has no superpowers at all. His superpower is being rich.
The superpower is you're a normal dude and you're motivated.
I'm an X-Men fan in that universe. Is that allowed here?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, X-Men's Marvel.
Okay.
Okay, so
X-Men.
pick someone. Then you don't get them all.
No, I think you do. I think with X-Men you do get them all.
I absolutely do not.
It's just like Fantastic Four is the same way. Like
no, that's like I mean, I'd just say Wolverine, I guess.
Yeah, that's a lame pick.
If I have to pick one of them, I mean, the dude is unstoppable.
Till he's not.
Till he's not.
I'm not gonna lie, Marvel's not my jam. Like I was always a Batman fan, and then the Batman movies were so good, but every other thing that they did was complete dog crap.
Speaking of reboots, there's been a lot of Batman movies in our lifetime too.
Yeah, but see, I haven't watched any of those because the Dark Knight trilogy was so good. I mean,
it was very clearly maybe
you can't do that again in our generation.
Yeah, maybe the middle movie, right? That was just called The Dark Knight, right? That was that maybe the best superhero movie of our generation.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just was never really a Marvel fan. I didn't actually watch most of the Marvel movies until when we had our first kid, and I was I was nesting all the time, and I was at the house all the time. I was just like, I'll watch some movies, and everybody else was watching them. So
me and my wife go to the theater and see them all because it's just fun. It's just a fun little thing to do. It's fun.
I was a much more of a Marvel fan before Marvel became like the mainstream with all the movies and everything. Like some of that stuff is great. Some of it is just ruined. So
yeah, I was never a Marvel fan before that. All right, so Spider-Man though comes out, and big surprising thing I think for all of us. I'm going to speak for everybody. You can disagree if you do, but no commander decks.
Yeah, that is shocking.
Well, hold on. Is anybody not shocked by this? If you're not shocked by this and you saw a Magic the Gathering set releasing with no commander decks, you're a precog and you belong in what is it, the Born series or whatever that is, or whatever that series is.
I just don't get it. This seems like the perfect thing for Spider-Man commander.
And I'm fully on board with they don't need commander decks every set, but commander decks in any Universes Beyond set, like not having commander decks in a Universes Beyond set just seems strange.
It's wild.
My hot take is that this can be Secret Lair.
That
the entire deck?
The entire set?
My hot take is that they have essentially been testing this commander deck Secret Lair thing, and you're going to see at the release of this commander decks, you'll have 4 of them on Secret Lair. They'll do a big thing. It'll be direct to consumer. No.
Oh, I bet they're going to. That would be better than no commander decks, I guess.
I mean, if you hate the local game store, it would be.
I guess. Well, no, if you like the local game store, it'd be better just to, print commander decks.
Right, I'm saying that's the ideal.
But if you
I just don't see a world in which they're not like, hey, we're making commander decks. Like,
I don't either.
I don't. It doesn't make any sense unless they're like, we're doing so many. I know they're doing a lot of Spider-Man releases, right? Isn't that something that
they're doing a lot of Marvel
Can't keep-
releases? Like it's a
can't keep up.
Spider-Man set and a something else set.
Yeah, Spider-Man only has one set, as far as I know.
okay?
Yeah, but it's several Marvel releases, from my understanding.
I could see them essentially being like, it's free money. We're going to direct to consumer. The decks are $100 each. $350 if you buy all 4. Everybody complains about it. Everybody, including stores, orders a ton of them. It does really real well. That's it. I could see that happening. I just don't understand how you don't do a commander deck with this. It does not pass the smell test.
No, it absolutely.
When I first saw the card previews of each of the like main characters, I assumed that those were just the face cards to the commander decks.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later that I read that there were no commander decks, and I was like, wait a second. Then what are those like? But those are part of that poster collection, which, by the way, will be the only Magic product I buy this year.
That's, you know what? I don't believe you, because you've been getting increasingly interested in Magic the more you've been on this podcast.
I played one game of Magic, and you're like, oh, he's back in.
And you also complained about me not inviting you over to play Magic. So you're obviously...
That's more about wanting to play Magic with you than wanting to play Magic.
You're obviously back in. Well, your friends get you into things. That's the way that friendship works, buddy.
That's how addiction starts, man.
So,
yeah. They did these scene things with Lord of the Rings. I don't know. They didn't
So
work with Lord of the Rings, and then they went absolutely crazy.
Hold on. As far as like long-term value, they didn't. Yeah, they're not like pumping but there was more than a fair number of posts on social media of people collecting those scenes and displaying them in their office and at their desk.
Yeah.
Way more than I ever thought would happen.
I think that it's an awesome thing in the packs. Like, I think it's a really, really cool thing to open packs and then be able to put the puzzle together. I think it's less awesome as a thing. Do you guys know, is there only one of them, or is there 4 again? Because that might change my mind too.
I think it's
4 different scenes. It's just one scene.
I think it's one.
With Lord of the Rings, there were 4 of them, and what happened is I think one of them had there was a green card that was like a $22 card, and so that one, just like
that one sold, and the others
that one was super expensive. And I have a box of Lord of the Rings set packs. Like, I think I cracked open like 25 cases of those things because I had so many extra.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, like for me, I like, you can, if you want you can have the packs back, Louis. I don't even want those. Like, to me, getting the 6 cards as the scene is a great thing because I don't care about the other cards. I don't want them. And I'm not playing with the cards. That they're literally, like Josh said, they're going on my shelf because where they make the scene. So I collected, when I was a kid, I collected the like Spider-Man or like the Marvel Tops cards and Marvel Masterpiece and all that stuff. And there were cards that like it was a 9, 3x3 whatever thing that made pictures, and that's what that reminds me of. And like it was instant nostalgia for me. I just want that picture. I don't care what the cards are worth. I don't care what the cards even say because I'm never going to play with them. It's just going on my shelf.
So
while he was talking, I was trying to figure out if I had the ability to mute us so that he couldn't hear us so that I could say this, but I don't. Josh, what do you think the over-under is that Donald builds a Spider-Man commander deck by the end of this year?
Not going to happen.
Well, are you going to invite him to Commander Nights, or you're going to keep being a bad friend? Like,
I invited him this week.
I need to know where.
On the one night he knew I couldn't come, he invited me.
Yeah, I guess I need to know that
anyway. But yeah, I will keep inviting him. But don't you think he actually ends up building a Spider-Man deck?
Especially if you give him access, be like, yeah, you can borrow some of this stuff, like for sure, 100%. 100%.
See, that's the problem. I sold all my cards, so like if I'm going to build this deck, I got to buy the 99 again.
No,
like you don't have friends in TCGs with cards you could borrow. You know my address.
Yeah, you're definitely building a Spider-Man deck. I actually learned from this that you are a big fan of Spider-Man. Can we talk about how was Spider-Man? I know this might be. I might get made fun of.
You're going to get made fun of. I think I know what you're going to say.
How is it not red blue colors?
I think he should have been. So they were obviously just doing 2 color pairs. I think he should have been Jeskai. I think he should have been red, blue, white. But
That's Captain America. Spider-Man.
Blue white is a weird collar combination for Spider-Man because that is the control collars. But also his ability cares about stun counters, which is a blue-white mechanic, so that's why they had
kind of an Azorius. This thing is he's agile, he's around.
He does kind of control the environment too, right?
Yeah, he's got the Peter tingle.
Shoots the webs to bring the boat back together, and
it is kind of cool because it's a unique. And I know these aren't commander decks. We have to remember that, but it is a unique commander ability. Like we've never had anything that cared about stun counters like that before, so it's better than your normal Azorius commanders that all kind of do the same thing, I guess. But
it's just weird. I don't know.
Would you say it's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
No, it's sensational Spider-Man.
Yeah, I noticed. I wanted it to be
friendly. There will be other Spider-Mans. I bet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure there's several in the set. I'm sure there's a rare, there's a mythic.
So if you could build the commander decks, if you could come out with 4 commander decks, I'm gonna go Donald with this one first. What would the 4 characters be for the commander deck? Obviously, you've got Spider-Man. What are the other 3 characters?
I think Venom is a strong second to Spider-Man. I think it's hard to have a Spider-Man conversation without Venom in it. But then it kind of trails off after that because like everything's I think the most notorious Spider-Man villain is Green Goblin.
Yep.
Right.
You have to have Green Goblin, and then any of the other Sinister Six like Doc Ock, Lizard. It doesn't really matter there. They're all kind of equal.
Do you think that's one of the problems they ran into when they're building?
It might be. It's hard.
Not a second positive person. There's just villains.
I think what they should have done was maybe do Spider-Man and then like Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy, whatever you want to call her.
It's a little bit of a deep cut for a first.
It is a deep cut, but because of that Spidey and Friends show, like my niece knows who that is, and I had to tell her no, her name's not Ghost Spider. Stop calling her that.
Can I, Donald? Let me ask you: can I interest a true Spider-Man fan in this layout? Just keep it? Let's keep it as mainstream as possible to sell as many decks, but still having some kind of balance. There are storylines where the Spider-Man villains have their final heroic act as their story ends, right? So you have Spider-Man as your commander deck. You have Venom. I think that's a great suggestion, kind of the anti-hero. And then you just go Doc Ock and Green Goblin, and you lean into a heroic, anti-hero very end of the story while still selling the most decks possible to the people that have the money.
No, so here's I don't think you can do that. I don't think people know that deep. I think you go.
Whoa! None of what I said was deep, though.
No, I didn't know that Venom. I didn't know that Green Goblin and Doc Ock became good people.
No, they don't. They don't. They just have like heroic moments where they aren't as evil as they could be. I had no clue
about that. I think you go Venom, Green Goblin, Spider-Man, and then I think you go is it May? Aunt May?
Like that would be
just give it the title.
I think
you're wrong.
I think Mary Jane's probably a better choice there.
It's a 4-deck set. One of them's going to be terrible and get killed every time. Just an Uncle Ben deck. Just an Uncle Ben deck. Let's get it out of the way.
You start this game in 4th place.
You just when you play your commander, it leaves.
They could have done partners and done like Spider-Man, Mary Jane, and like
commander. It leaves the best.
Uncle Ben starts in play when Spider-Man enters. Uncle Ben leaves.
Yeah,
Uncle Ben's gone.
Oh, that'd be good. I guess you could just there's like different versions of Spider-Man, right?
It's a partner commander that you can't cast.
It's not necessarily different versions of Spider. I mean, like they're whole different universes. Like you've got Spider-Man 2099 or Scarlet Spider, but you could do like I think one of the misses here could have been the Miles Morales. Because they've been pushing the whole Miles Morales stuff lately in Spider-Man.
Really popular too.
It has and he's a very unique character. I mean, it's a black Spider-Man. Like the kid is black, and he's what were those
by the animation though of the specific version that's come out now?
You're talking about the into the Spider-Verse. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, he was the main character of that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but he has his own that wasn't the first Miles Morales thing. Like he has his own comic series, but I think Miles Morales is a really pushed character. Like more people in the current generation are going to know about Miles than they will.
That was a great movie, for the record.
It was a fantastic movie.
So they kind of answered that question for us. I just now noticed like the welcome decks all have the 4 things, and then like the collector box has whatever that Spider-Man that you just called it was.
The Miles Morales into the Spider-Verse, or the sensational,
the Ghost.
Oh, Ghost Spider is on the I see that. Ghost Spider's on the collector.
Yeah,
you got Venom, Spider-Man, Ghost Spider on the welcome decks. Oh, it looks like actually 2099 Spider-Man 2099's on there as well.
Here's the question:
Is that the silver one in the background?
That's the one with like the lightning stuff. Maybe it might not be.
God, how cool would it be if the Into the Spider-Verse and the Miles Morales characters had the art from that series, and like so that Spider-Man's art has evolved, right? And the different universes of Spider-Man have kind of had different art. What if all those universes, the Miles Morales art, the if you did like a Tobey Maguire arc where it had more realistic looking art and stuff, and the new Spider-Man where it's more technological. What if the art followed the Spider-Man universe?
See,
that would be cool.
The thing I think, I mean, and we don't know what the cards are, so this is all hypothetical, but the real miss here is if they don't do a version of Miles Morales that is graffiti, like the card, it looks like a graffiti wall, whatever, like that's a huge miss.
Yeah, because it's part of that movie.
Yeah, and it just will look insane. Like I can see that, like a full art
lean into the Spider-Man storyline that they're a part of.
So,
yeah, it would be really cool to see that.
Speaking of misses, this is not going back to Aunt May. There is
she's a miss now, I think.
There is no serialized card label on the collector boxes.
Don't go missing them now, buddy.
Is that
serialized cards are bad? Remember, don't go missing them now.
Is that a miss, or is that edited in that they're going to add that on in the end?
I don't
think it's edited. I think that's way too much credit for WotC. I think
but the thing is though, without a serialized card, where is the value in this set that they're commanding that price that they think that these are worth?
We didn't talk about
that a standard set with it's just a plain old standard set is commanding like a masterpiece set price.
Well, importantly, they are trying to change that. The prices that they are presenting here are the same price that Modern Horizons 3 essentially would have been at MSRP compared to distro costs and that kind of stuff. Yep. So what they're trying to change is they're trying to make this the new standard Magic set price. That their move, in my opinion, to make Universes Beyond standard is a move so that they can start selling standard packs at the same price that they sell Modern Horizons 3 packs at.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think that's easy to get a comment section behind you because you say Wizard of the Coast evil, jack up price, and I think everyone will just get behind you. I know that prices are going to go up. We are living in a world where you can get, I think, a booster box of Aetherdrift right now for $100. Remember when everyone's like, you're not getting $100 booster box? It's like around $100 right now for a booster box of Aetherdrift for a play box. I think it's in like 105 to 110. Mm-hmm. I don't think that stays around for much longer. We just never thought we'd see that.
I think they just keep reducing the number of packs so that that's always the thing.
Well, what sucks is when they reduce the number of packs and increase the price. Like, I hate that.
Yeah, they didn't. To their credit, they just screwed us one way. They didn't screw us both ways. So at least, that's great.
Yeah, like I understand the secondary market's going to end up being the price of whatever it is. I don't know that necessarily matters. Like at the end of the day, if consumers don't absorb these new prices, Magic will still exist. Where it's going to hurt is the game stores.
Well, we've already seen actual examples of this.
Right.
Magic goes through a dark time, and by that I mean stores close their doors.
Yeah.
And Wizards of the Coast keeps on churning.
Baldur's Gate is, in my opinion, the most recent example of when that happened to the extreme. I mean, we saw a huge increase in price, and like set boxes were like 18 packs or something like that, and it completely tanked. I mean, boxes were selling on TCG Player for 25% less than our cost.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
And what's crazy is there's some hits in there too. Like all the dragons, the ancient dragons are.
People started. I mean, the community finds those things. People started opening them for value.
Yeah, no, I mean, it always bounces back. Yeah. It's like stores have to be able to absorb that. And if you are a business, if you run a store and you aren't able to bounce back, there's other issues there too. Like I don't want to like put it all on Wizards. Like
you don't want to get on your business high horse here.
You need to also run a business that, in a way that is effective and isn't just relied on the next Magic set all the time. But I don't know. These prices seem
a little business advice from your ivory tower up there. Proud of you.
These prices seem a little bit crazy to me so far.
The only issue is when you start making everything super expensive. Like some of the pre-order pricing for the collector booster boxes is absurd.
Who is selling these already?
I don't know.
Who are these people, and who are the idiots who are buying these?
Yeah. I just saw yesterday a store in our area that put up pre-sales for for Spiderman.
No.
That's crazy.
That's the same one that sells everything at cost.
That's crazy.
It's too early.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But like you do run the risk of when you make these the more and more expensive you make these, you lose the magic of Universes Beyond, where it's like. You bring so many more people in.
So, I mean, like, yeah. And like, who's coming in for this now without commander decks? So, people are going to come in and buy the welcome decks?
We got off track.
That's the problem, though. I guarantee you some stores will try and sell the welcome decks, and because that's going to suck.
I don't think that'll happen.
I don't know if I would stock the welcome decks. What, like who you come in and you buy a welcome deck to play with what? Nobody is playing welcome deck Magic. They're playing Commander.
No, welcome decks are supposed to be given to new players when they come in to learn how to play. Like that's what the welcome decks are.
That's what these new welcome decks that you put a screenshot on are for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah,
they're not for sale.
WotC, cancel that. I will use your welcome decks to start learn. I thought this was a
you were thinking this. You were thinking the starter deck set. I know what you were thinking.
Yeah, I thought they were for sale.
No, they're the free things. So I hope you're not selling the welcome decks, Lee.
No, I would not do it.
I knew exactly what he was thinking because we talk all the time about the Lord of the Rings starter decks and how much I loved that product. Yeah. I loved that product. I wanted to address.
Actually, I was thinking about old school Magic, like Planeswalker decks. That's what my brain went to, which is
Eetherdrift first trained ogre.
All right, go ahead. Here's your point. Sorry.
When Donald was saying I don't want every set to have commander decks, I actually really heavily disagree with that, only for the fact that is your shuffle up and play entry level product, and I think every set should have a play experience off the shelf ready to go. You can't do 60. I want them to do 60 card decks, Donald. I'm a 60 card Magic the Gathering fan. That's how I like to play. If you want to grow the game, every set should have an on-ramp, and the on-ramp at this point is commander decks. I've just had to accept that that's the way it works.
Yeah, I think like Louis was saying, like the dual decks, that was the perfect way. Like dual decks were fantastic.
They're great. They're fantastic.
Then even when they went to the intro decks, with like the starter deck things, like those decks weren't great, but it was still a good starting point. But that was when we still cared about 60 card formats, and we don't care about that anymore. So I mean,
I mean the ramp now is you're in on commander, and then eventually you explore a 60 card format. Like,
yeah, it used to be the inverse of that. Like,
yes.
Did my Magic cards get delivered in Pokemon sleeves?
Oh, no.
And are you going hype
those are
about that?
Gengars. Those are definitely Gengars.
Those are not Gengars.
Oh. All right. Last statement. What is 2 weeks after release the price of a collector booster box of Spider-Man? Go.
What's the
I don't know what
I'll start. $4.75.
What's the MSRP on it?
$38 a pack.
And there's how many 10 packs?
12.
12.
Oh,
That'd be 456 would be MSRP. I called 475 already.
I think you know what?
is that how much the other collector
You know what?
boxes are?
You know what? It's going to tank because there's no serialized cards. 420, bro.
420.
Wait, we need to back up. Are collector boxes normally that much? 400 and
No, but Modern Horizons 3 would be this. That would be MSRP if Modern Horizons 3 had MSRP based on distro costs.
All right. Well, I had a panic attack. Yeah, I agree with Josh. If there's no serialized card, then the box does not hold its value.
Wow. See, I think they're going to put
dude.
I think they're going to put some like crazy good looking chases. Like
I hope so. Like I said with the Miles card, I hope that is in there. I might actually pick that card up, but I don't have
now
to not build a commander deck.
If they just do fracture foil and there's nothing unique about this thing, it's going to
it's anime art fractured foil Spider-Man. That's all.
Yeah, it'll be awful. But all right.
I hope they do Halo foil. I have learned by selling, like going through all your TCG player orders, that Halo foil is my favorite.
They're bringing back Halo foil, baby.
Halo foil followed by Surge.
Dragonstorm, isn't it? Isn't it Tarkir that Halo foil's coming back?
Let us move on. To
You've never eaten lettuce in your life. Look at you.
Aetherdrift collector boxes.
No, Louis.
Wow. Fat jokes? Really, Josh?
Aetherdrift collector boxes, January 24th, were $283.
What's he gonna do? Chase me down on one leg, Donald?
Today they are $208. What are your guys' thoughts? Rudy did a video on this.
That none of us have watched.
Yeah,
my thoughts were instantly to look up the price of Innistrad Remastered, which has also tanked rapidly since that same date.
I just think that
$50 all the way to $284.
I just think that Aetherdrift isn't that strong of a set, so it's just not. I mean, and the serialized card is like not that great. I don't think.
Well, there's only one, so your odds of getting it are so low.
I that's probably the reason it's still at least semi-valuable, is because there's only one. Because if there was a ton of them and the set tanked, I can't imagine it would do well.
Is that card seeing any significant play?
I keep wanting to play it in things like I don't want to get into a deck tech. There's some graveyard shenanigans that you can do. There's some delirium stuff that would be fun, but no, it's a terrible card. Well,
I bought a Radiant Lotus Showcase Fracture Foil weekend of release. I think I paid $320 for it. And I remember saying to myself, this is a mistake. I should not buy this. Bought it. Somebody brought it into the store. I picked it up in a collection that was probably $2,000. So like I made my money back. Like I wasn't the only thing that I bought.
Good. We were very worried. I'm glad to hear it.
And I still have not sold it. I have it. It's still sitting at my house.
What's the value?
I think it's $320. It's right at what I would just lose fees now. I think I'm just gonna keep it at this point. Like,
are those the ones that look like they're Pokemon cards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate those. I absolutely hate those.
You hate everything.
So
no, not true. I love Spider-Man. I didn't have anything bad to say.
My thoughts are exactly what you guys said. The set sucks. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes race cars. I think that most people saw this coming. Like I don't
even think the theme is what people don't like. Like I don't think that really has much to do. I just think that it's just not a fun set to play. I don't think the limited is very fun.
As far as collector box price, I don't know if I'm too in on like what the limited says about it, but I do think that it's fallen a bit too far for like a modern collector box. I think it's gone a little bit low. I think if this thing was sitting at 220, that would be a little more appropriate. 225. I think there's been a bit of hyperbole here. I think we've fallen a bit too far.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, what's a Foundations is that was a good one.
Well, Foundations is well over $400.
We just haven't had a bad.
But that's a banger of a set. Like Foundations is a great set.
We just haven't had a bad Magic set in so long. I mean, Duskmorn is even $300. That's it.
Your probably most recent comparison is Karlov,
right? Which was on clearance from distro for a long time. So I think that's where it can fall to be honest.
But But also, are we still not ready to say like Karlov was a better Magic set than we gave it credit for?
So long term, I mean, if you were buying Karlov at the dips, like that's not even really that good. If you were buying Karlov when it was $145 a box in July, you're sitting pretty good now. But $145 is a lot further down from $220 than you think it is. Like,
right. Well, it's also, I mean, this is the most current standard set, so this is the normal arc that sets go through. Like it's going to come down like that, but like once it's out of, like once it's a set or two past it, I'm sure it starts to come back up.
Donald, as the young buck, you might not remember this, but remember when a Magic set tanked, Louis, and it was on Amazon for $110 a collector box, and that was tanking?
Yeah.
Doesn't this feel like tanking with training wheels?
A little bit. Well, they definitely reduced the supply of the set too. Like,
what 100?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not tanking for it. I'm just saying we're being a little picky with our tanking these days.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, I think a set like this, if I were a consumer, I would start looking for some of the singles that you might actually want. Like there are cards in this set that are going to be good cards for a long time.
I don't understand why you would not just buy a full play set of the full art foil Verges.
Yeah,
the lands that tap for both if you have
lands are always a good buy. Anytime every set that has a unique dual land, always a good buy. And these are some of the better ones. I mean, that honestly, a lot of the value in Karlov is from those dual lands. Like
almost all the value. Yeah.
But remember, the lands in Karlov are rares too, just like these Verges.
Yeah, they normally are
$30 rares.
Yeah. Yeah, and these rare, what are these ones sitting at? These Verge lands.
I think the most expensive one is like $13, and they look like they're cool looking cards.
Yeah. These will drift up in price because this is still getting opened a ton.
Can I tell you? It is the flag though for me.
I hate the flag. The logo, the set logo. I hate the set symbol.
It's not great, man.
Yeah.
Almost all the cards that are above like $5 to $10 are the first place foil version.
There's some valuable uncommons in the set too, which is weird. There's some like $3 to $5 uncommons.
I think you can give this set a fail at this point. It's a bull market. Everything else is selling like crazy. This set sucks. Imagine if this set came out when everything else sucked, when everything else was down. It would look like Karlov. No? Disagree. Tell me why you disagree. Let's go.
I don't think the set's great, but I don't think it,
just to let you be hyperbolic. I think it's just a middle of the road Magic set. Like there's nothing exciting to say to contradict you because the facts are it's just a middle of the road boring old Magic set.
It's interesting.
Not a crappy Magic set.
It's interesting to me that Innistrad dipped as hard as it did. I thought Innistrad would be a much safer.
Really?
Yeah.
You got by remastered again, huh?
No, I think it got.
You got.
I just my feelings on it.
Yeah, your feelings got.
Innistrad is going to be long term good, but we'll see.
Those remastered sets are one of those things. Like I got a couple play boosters on the shelf that I keep around because it's like why not? Why not crack that and play it with friends every once in a while? Like, want to have those around here and there. That's the real value in there. I don't expect those to really pump, I guess.
Average daily sold Aetherdrift collector boxes on TCG Players 18 versus Innistrad Remastered is 25. That's an interesting. I don't know.
Well, probably higher highs, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just looking off the 3-month snapshot.
Go off the 1 month snapshot because then one is released and the other one hasn't. And
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Wow. 11 on the 1 month snapshot. Wow, you can do that?
Yeah.
Verse 33. Wow, that really does change the numbers, Josh.
Tools are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tools are cool, dude.
I guess when you design stuff like that, you just see it everywhere, huh?
Yeah.
It's more fun to compare things that aren't similar.
That is true. That is true. It is way more fun. That's true.
It's interesting.
Speaking of comparing things that aren't similar, let's talk about.
This is kind of a boring topic, but we're already 40 minutes into the Magic segment anyway. All right, let's move on to Sorcery. So, Sorcery.
Speaking of comparing things,
my transition ended up being pretty perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I didn't know we were going down. Sorry.
Sorcery. Do we have a little thing here? Probably not. We have.
Are you asking?
Oh, there we go.
Producer.
Sorcery. The Courtesan Cup got canceled.
The Parmesan cheese.
The Parmesan Cheese Cup Year 2 got canceled this week.
Why? Why did you cancel?
Spoil? Did the cheese spoil?
I'm guessing because it was in Baltimore. No,
wait, that's the one in Baltimore?
That's the one in Baltimore.
There was a non-zero amount of murders last year, and
there was more than zero theft.
It's just another victim to Baltimore.
Why are these in Baltimore?
So that got canceled, but we have a great group of people have come up with the Explorer Cup series, which I would love to share with you all.
Wait, we didn't call it Courtesan 2 Electric Boogaloo?
No, it's not called Courtesan 2 Electric.
I also love how they went with a word that's much easier to pronounce and spell than courtesan.
Well, my good friend yours, Keel, he'll love that I call him that. His name's Kyle. He spells his name Kiel. What kind of mother names their kid Kyle and spells it Kiel?
I think you're pretty safe to go after Mark Rosewater's aunt. I don't know if you're pretty safe to go after viewers' moms.
No, I mean it's unbelievable.
I think there might be a line.
All right, so Keel is helping organize the Explorer series, and I think this is like the type of thing for me with Sorcery that like every time something happens, the community just like steps up and creates something. I think that's super cool.
That's part of the beauty of indie TCGs.
Yeah.
That's something I miss. Is that
Yes.
tight knit, that community nature, that idea of, you know what, let's band together, circle the wagons, and make this work.
It is the best part of indie TCGs by far.
For sure.
Well, that and the access to the game's creator. Oh wait, we never.
Cancel that.
Oh, never.
Anyway, so the Explorer series is player run and it's all LGS hosted, so it's not like go to this big city where people die. Instead, it's go to.
Remember how safe you were trying to convince us that Baltimore was?
I think he was just trying to convince himself.
You remember
that
that timeline?
I took
That
my
was
kids
the
there.
best timeline ever.
took my
No,
wife
guys,
to Tinsel.
seriously,
for protection.
Baltimore, super safe.
I
The
never thought
safest place.
I don't think I
I think
realized
he
how
did this
dangerous.
when he said it.
I don't think
Baltimore might be the safest place.
I don't think I realized how dangerous Baltimore was until you guys started talking about Baltimore. I think that's what happened.
Until I got on Baltimore Twitter.
Anyway, so season 1 is going to go from March to October. Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, Montana. What's
Where
MO?
in Illinois?
Is MO Montana?
It's Missouri.
Missouri, buddy.
What's MI? Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whatever. And Ohio. This
West Virginia education.
Wait, what is Montana?
He's not from West Virginia. Stop. I know those states. He doesn't.
What is the abbreviation for Montana then? MT.
MN.
Is that true?
Google it.
Okay.
Google it right now in front of everybody. Google it in shame.
All right. So these are all local events, and it's awesome. You can go to exploresorcery.com or join their Discord server, which I'm sure is there.
So this is a traveling event then?
No, it's not a traveling event. It's a series that they are presenting. Like they've gotten some people to support. Like I'm giving.
All I care about is the Illinois one. Where is it? Where is it? What is it?
I'm sure you could go to exploresorcery.com and figure that out.
You're literally not going to tell me.
I'm not sure that they've got the website up and going yet. So we'll try it. Let's see how they're doing. Exploresorcery.com. What did I say it was? What month? Did I tell you? Suburbs of Ohio. You're asking. Oh, Chicago is. It's right there. At Good Games Chicago.
Oh, Good Games. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cube draft constructed and two-headed giant.
Wait, what? Cube draft?
Yep. Cube draft.
There's a sorcery cube?
You make it. So they've got these really cool altars that they're doing for all the the dual sites that's available at all of them. It's really cool. So they should.
Did you misread that? Did you read Magic events, Cube Draft, and Two-Headed Giant?
No.
Or are those the sorcery events?
The main event of the Free City Conventile, a regional gathering of Sorcery TCG players. Friday, Cube Draft. Saturday, Constructed. Sunday, Two-Headed Giant. I can read. I just don't know my state abbreviations.
Two-Headed Giant's the best.
I love the comment last week that was like, I love writing disparaging comments about Louis knowing that he can never read them.
Louis, I can show you this because George isn't here. I'm getting into AI.
Ooh.
I want to see.
Have AI learn it for you.
Do you think he'll invest?
AI, read me this book about AI.
Every time you compete in a series event, you'll receive a limited edition dual element token based on the original art by the people at Manipulated MTG. So there's 6 different tokens that you'll collect across all the events.
Sweet.
Cool. Yeah. So shout out to Keel and all those who are involved in running the Sorcery Explorer series. We will be doing one at some point. They don't have West Virginia down on the list, but apparently this
How did they miss Sorcery's biggest content creator?
Nah, I haven't made a Sorcery video in at least 6 months.
How did they miss Sorcery's biggest
I've
content?
had a broken foot. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and yeah.
Well, your broken foot doesn't stop you from sitting in front of the camera.
It absolutely does. I told you at the start of this podcast, I haven't been down in my office since last time we did the podcast.
Well, that's just because you don't have to work.
No, it's because I don't want to go downstairs. I have a little laptop. I sit up on the couch and work from.
Oh, it sounds like you can make a video.
No. There's nothing to talk about with Sorcery.
The background's not the same.
There we go. Now we're getting to the real heart of the problem here.
Okay. What's new?
Okay. Why'd you say that so weird?
Okay.
Okay.
Lorcana? Oh, yeah, Pokemon. There's not really anything to talk about Pokemon. I was going to say, when does the market change for Pokemon? There's reprints of a bunch of boxes. How long do you think those last?
0. They're already sold.
As long as you spread them out.
People are, as slowly as you can leak them out. Like, what do you mean?
That's completely up to you.
Everybody,
how long do you want them to last?
If you would buy, without knowing how much he's getting, if you would just buy his Pokemon order right now, let us know in the comment section below.
A bunch of the gold wizards reached out and were like, hey, I heard there's some Pokemon restocks happening. I was like, listen, if there's an open order Pokemon, I will let you know, but this will 100% be like, hey, you get one case and you also have to buy $2,000 worth of other junk in order to get that case.
March of the Machine Aftermath.
Yeah. And I will say, yes, please. That's what I'll do.
You crack that baby for Nissa. Let's do it.
Anyway, there's a Pokemon restock. Everyone's super talking about this. I think it's going to be way smaller than people think it is. People hear reprint and they assume it's the same amount of product that came out at release.
Right. Now, does this scare otherwise, paper hands?
So it will bring the market. You'll see a blip, right? You'll see the market come down on a lot of stuff.
Blip. It's an event.
But like from a perspective of a store or from a perspective of an investor, what are you going to do? You're going to sell the box. Let's say a box is $300 right now. You're going to sell a box for $300 to what? Buy it back at $250? Like it's not going to drop more than the fees and shipping costs of the box.
I couldn't imagine doing that. That sounds like so much work. This is why I just end up with shelves of just stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't sell it.
Yeah.
I have a problem.
I totally understand.
That's why you hire people to do it for you, Josh.
Yeah, you have a business. I'm a dude in his basement with a normal job. This is not healthy.
No.
Looking around me right now, like, it's not good.
You've made it, buddy.
Is this making it? I don't want to make it.
That's a luxury that most people don't have.
100%.
Yeah.
And that is not lost on me. But also, this is what I choose to do with it. This is my choice. Not great. Could have gone better.
I have a box of first chapter.
And sitting next to a box of Cryptic.
Oh!
No, my Cryptic's all in the garage.
Oh, Donald!
Josh!
There
I have a few of those.
I literally cleaned out a garbage bag and this was in the bottom of it. I'm not.
Why did you take it out of there? It was already where it goes.
For
George
you,
probably
buddy,
used it
so
for
you
packing
could
here.
see and put this on my shelf so you could be envious. Look at my cryptic box.
Yeah, I have several of those.
Damn it. Stare at it.
I know the reprint's not going to do anything. Everyone's freaking out about it.
Here, hold on. This is now Louis' free box.
All right, let's move on to Lorcana. That was next.
Speaking of things where everything is pumping and it's not, let's talk Lorcana.
Here, we're gonna show off boxes.
You're not supposed to have. Oh, I guess it's Friday when we're releasing this.
It is Friday, and also it's sealed because I don't open it until street date.
And it's Friday, and I gave it to him today when we. Actually, it's almost midnight on Thursday, so technically you can have that. And you're an employee.
Who said that you gave it to me?
I didn't. You bought it from some other store.
Right.
You haven't bought it yet, anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't paid for it. That's why it's still
Are you
sealed.
opening it or collecting it?
Oh, I'm opening it.
I
don't
so
collect. I need those cards to play, baby. I got so many decks I want to play.
You should check out this YouTube channel called Tolarian Community College, and he'll help you not spend as much money to get the singles you want to play.
So
Yeah,
wait, did he do a Lorcana video? Because
No, but I'm assuming you shouldn't buy Lorcana boxes. You should
open singles.
the thing is though, like
singles.
the thing is, I like to get like a full set of all the commons and uncommons, and it's stupid to just go and buy all those. Like opening the boxes, I at least get all my commons and uncommons, and then I get like some of the rares and stuff I need, and then I'll just fill in the blanks later.
Yeah, when you get the enchanted, you sell it to Louis, you get the money for the box back.
Yeah, except I've only ever sold one enchanted. I actually got really sad today because when we were at
I started crying when he was saying it.
we were at DC, not DC. Where was I at? Atlanta. When I went to Atlanta DLC for Lorcana, I played in a draft event, and I opened like this enchanted Cinderella, and the person across from me was like, "I'll give you $200 right now for that," and I was like, "No, nah." And now it's worth $50. So I really regret not the Cinderella you're thinking of, a later set. Like
I was gonna say I sold one of those PSA 10 for like $1,000.
no, that Cinderella is still sitting at like 250 roll. But
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how the Lorcana grading ecosystem has not popped off more than it has.
You gonna hop in there like you did for the Pokemon?
Like, listen, if I had the funds, I think it's an untapped market. Like, if
That's
the
the
game's going to
problem.
make it, the grading scene's going to be huge.
I mean,
It's more expensive than like the Enchanteds are more expensive than a $20 Pokemon card.
100%. But I think the ceiling is much less capped as well.
I don't understand because I'm not a collector. I don't come from Pokemon and all that. I don't understand the whole like grading thing at all. Like it just means nothing to me, and I'm not going to pay a 30% markup on a card because it was graded. Like, it's just
The thing that I'm doing with grading Pokemon cards, I will admit I don't understand it, because it's cards that have come out this like in the 2000s.
Yeah,
Like they're new cards.
that's why a 9 it decreases in value if you get a 9.
Well, 100%. But they're new cards. They're not like iconic enough to be, oh my god, I remember this from my like. It's a card that came out 3 years ago.
So you're talking. This is a great conversation about nostalgia, because you're talking about it not having nostalgia to the past, but it does have nostalgia to like the current time. Like, it has a memory connected to it, and people chasing it, and people wanting it, and like there's that same attitude towards a lot of the cards. Like, I hear that all the time. I opened a bunch of Silver Tempest trying to get the Lucario, or not Lucario, Lugia, and so like I couldn't get it, so I'm gonna buy it in a high grade because I want it. That kind of thing.
yeah. The whole grading thing is just beyond me. I don't get it. But
like, isn't there a Lucaria that would be older, that if you're truly connecting it to memories?
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
right. It's not Lucario.
Okay, if there's a Lugia that's older, and you're connecting it to memories, wouldn't you buy an older one?
I mean, I would. But the attitude currently to like current cards is this kind of like, you opened cards trying to chase it. There's a memory there. I don't know.
Yeah, you just ended with I don't know. It doesn't make sense
That's
to you
what I
either.
have been told.
It doesn't make sense to you either, and I'm in. Like, and I understand it is the way it is. It's the way the world is spinning.
All I know is
I
that
think it's
vintage
spinning
Pokemon
wrong.
hasn't moved at all, and modern Pokemon everybody wants. Like everybody wants the new flashy shiny thing.
So
At
this
least the
is a bit
kids
of a
have nostalgia to it.
It's a bit of a deviation, but I asked a bunch of other Magic the Gathering content creators over the last couple weeks that I either, got to spend time with at MagicCon or have developed relationships over a long time. And I didn't ask you because you think very similarly to me.
That's
and I asked them, I said, hey, how much vintage Magic do you own? Like what old school Magic do you own? And everyone's answer was almost the exact same to a T. I own duels, I own a wheel, and I either own a Gaia's Cradle or I'm going to go buy one. These Commander's tables. That's what they own. And I go, so you've got extra. Why isn't your Birds of Paradise a alpha or beta Birds of Paradise and stuff? They're like, well, everyone's answer was it's just kind of expensive for expensive sake, and the new ones look better. There's just no connection through most of these humans to like vintage Magic, and it's like this the same with Pokemon. There's no connection to like these old cards, these old game pieces, these old memories when you can facilitate that connection through the new stuff.
Maybe, but some of the new stuff is twice as expensive, 3 times as expensive. Like
not when you get to like the crazy stuff.
Yeah, like an alt art Lugia is like a $350 card, I think, off the top of my head. And it's like $350, $400. A Lugia from Neo Genesis has got to be like $70 in LP condition.
Both in LP?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure.
I would think a near mint hold.
Also,
what's the time span difference between those two cards?
Lugia and Neo Genesis would have been 2000. The difference is that a holo was 1 in every 6 packs, and there were 18 holos or something like that. So you got a Lugia in almost every single booster box that was open. Every other booster box had a Lugia. So the quantity of cards is just astronomically higher than the alt art Lugia, which is 1 in every 1,000 packs, 2,000 packs. You know what I mean? Like a super hard card to pull.
Sure. But if it's about that nostalgia, about that connection to the past, I think I'd want the one that's the actual connection to the past.
Yeah, people just want what's ever in front of them.
Yeah, and I think that's
But anyway, I don't know how we got on Pokemon, but Lorcana has cards on the back of them that have the lore to the new character.
Yeah, so what I find interesting is we talked about, like, it's big that they have come up with an original character. Like, it's big that they can do that. Like, it could mean a lot of stuff for the future for Lorcana. Like, as far as there could be an Arcasia movie at some point, and it came
That
from
would be
Lorcana.
massive. If they never do anything with it, it's not big.
Yeah. Well,
if they do a Disney movie with this, it would be huge.
What was interesting to me is during spoiler season, I kept waiting to see the Arcasia card, and we never saw it. We never got an Arcasia card, so we still don't know what Arcasia is. But on the backs, as I was watching someone else open their packs, I noticed that on the back of the art card in the back, there's all this lore stuff, and they're numbered like 1 through 20, whatever. So it's like this whole like journal from Arcasia, and kind of like the background story and everything. So the next set also takes place on Arcasia's island. So I think it's kind of cool. Like, next set we'll probably get the actual Arcasia card, and this was kind of the little preview into it, to little mystery behind it.
So this new character that they've touted and presented doesn't have a card in the set that is also named after the island that they are on.
Correct.
That seems like a miss.
Wait.
Like I said, the next set also takes place on the same plane, so...
Hold on. Run that by me one more time.
The new set is called Arcasia's Island.
I'm aware.
The new character is called Arcasia.
Yep, got it.
There's not a card in the set for Arcasia.
Even though it's supposed to be the first unique to Lorcana Disney character.
Yes.
It's not supposed to be, it is.
Well,
allegedly.
it's supposed to be because it's not yet. It doesn't exist. So
no, the character exists. The card doesn't.
Where?
Huh. That's a great
where does the character
question. Does something exist just because you think it does?
Because it's
Schrodinger's cat.
An idea for some Spider-Mans. One of them 6'8" and kind of tubby and likes to program, and he's a Spider-Man.
I mean, did you watch Into the Spider-Verse? That was literally, the Spider-Man that was out of shape and couldn't fit in his suit anymore.
I didn't have to watch it, Donald.
I'm living it. I
got cast.
That was my favorite part of that movie, for sure. The most relatable part.
I can't.
The Spider-Man in sweatpants and his gut hanging out of his shirt.
I just call that Saturday, my guy.
Okay.
So, I don't know. That seems like a miss to me, not having a character.
Wait, what? Is there about this?
I was kind of confused too. Like I thought, oh, well, maybe I just missed it. So I went back and looked through all the cards to see, what it was.
It's a super rare chase card.
I think, I don't know. I think it could be like one of the first, like Josh posted a video this week talking about how we need more treatments in Lorcana. And I think that could be a good place to put a new treatment, for the like hyping up their first big original character and giving it its own treatment. I think that would be a good place for that.
Yeah, levels of collectability are good. I don't think we need more hyper rare collectability in Lorcana. I think we need something that's more accessible. I don't want one hit per case anymore.
I'm okay with so.
Oh, Louis, you lived the one hit per case life, my friend.
Well, so it's not one hit per case. It's like one hit per case and a half, basically.
It's one every 100 packs is the.
I thought it was
if we're talking about enchantments, they're one in every 100 packs. But cases don't have 100 packs in them, so that's why it's not one per case.
Okay, so
and there is really no case premium, like because some cases will have 2, some cases will have 0. There really isn't a strong case premium.
Is this the pandemic? We have lived this story.
I don't disagree with case hits like you're saying I do. I disagree with more variants. I maybe I'm wrong. I guess
then do you just make enchantments more frequent and then lower their value even further so you get a $20 enchantment?
Their value is fine. I think you just I don't know. I think I said before, I wish you almost got an enchanted in every box and they'd be cheaper.
Then that would lower their value.
That's fine as long as there's something above that, I think. If there's...
Which is what I suggested, to slot something in the middle between the enchanted case hit and the...
I guess that's just the market now. Like, that's just what everything does.
And I'm okay with what... I don't want this to go the Magic route where we have 15 different treatments for every card.
I'm not advocating for that at all.
You can just give them a whole nother box and make it a collector box and have a bunch of other stuff.
I think they might move towards a collector box at some point. But anyway, that's a different conversation for 10 minutes from now. But I'm okay with if they want to do different treatments and stuff, as long as there is a base playable version of the card. Like, because I don't care about the collectability. I just want the play. I just want the card to play with. So
I agree.
That's the TCG balance, dude. Make a base version that people want to play with and a chase version that people want to collect.
I'm fine with that. If the collectors want to come in the game and buy up all the chase variant, that's fine. But if the collectors want to, if there's only that version of the card, then that's where we run into issues.
People don't give WotC the pat on the back for this nearly enough. Is they've done a good job in recent Magic of like, there's a chase version of this card that's $80 and the one you want for your deck is $6.
Yeah, the One Ring really showed that.
Well, I think that was a bit of an exception there, buddy. Not the rule.
You're right, Orcus Bowmasters for sure.
And Childred. What about I don't know, all of the land cycles that have come out? You can get a $40 land or a $10.
I don't think that's like a fair criticism for Magic, because like the game is so based on playability, way more than any other game out there. Magic is based
like the price of even the price of your collectible cards is driven by playability.
Right. Like the One Ring, sure, they had a version, like I said, that should have been $5. It was in the bundle. We had this whole
You didn't say it should have been $5.
You said it will be.
The One Ring's an iconic card. It needs to be more than $5. It's a shame it's available in every bundle. That was you. It was you.
So they thought that it would be available, but it was such a good card and got, there's so many players.
It's because people needed 4 of it because it was legal in Modern back when it was a $120 card.
118.
Sorry.
It's still expensive. Okay. I think that every card game should have a version of a card that looks like the new Star Wars serialized cards. Can we agree on that?
Yep, sure. I'm in. If it's Star Wars, I'm in, baby.
They look so good.
Yeah, so what you're describing is Star Wars new set has a collector box.
Yeah, but first, before we criticize that, which we will be doing, before we criticize that, can we just all talk about how good that card is?
Can we just look at it? Can we just look at it?
It's got texture. It's got like an embossing. That card looks like what every card game should
The
have.
problem is it's still in their art. It's still in the terrible art style. Like that one doesn't look that bad.
Because it's a ship.
Yeah.
Right. But once you see the characters in that treatment,
Once they have to learn how to draw heads and hands, they go downhill.
it's going to make me throw up. So,
Louis, here's the problem.
Yes.
This is going to be a bad example for the otherwise good take. If you make your special cards with unique art and serial numbers, they're going to hold value. People are going to chase them down when this game dies, man.
they will, if they gave them good art.
No joke. I thought you were about to tell me that this was a fake card, that it didn't actually exist. The one that I've been talking about. I thought you were gonna be like, no joke, Louis, that would be a great take, but the card that you're touting around right now, it's a fan-made proxy.
It's a fan-made proxy. And like most fan-made proxies, looks way better than the actual thing.
It might be. How do you know?
Yeah, like I'm not telling anybody to go out and buy these. I'm trying to say this.
I'm telling you to go buy them.
Can you imagine if instead of fractured foils with like this whatever, we had cards that they put the time into like
leave the horse alone. It's already dead.
To raise the art. Like for Magic, they just like throw this over it. For these, they've actually like taken the time to like emboss the different artworks and stuff.
Lorcana does that.
Yeah. I mostly want Magic to be better. That's mostly what I'm saying right now. We know that it's the same factory that made this card because they're the exact same box shape. The exact.
Yeah, the collector boxes. I pulled them out and I was like, wait a second. Are these Magic collector boxes? I need to make sure I'm shipping the correct thing here.
Oh, they look good though. I don't know. I like them a lot.
Yeah. We just talked about how playability drives prices. So what do you do when no one plays your game and no one collects your game?
Star Wars is in big trouble. I agree. Collector boxes are doing good though. They're $300.
Yeah. Listen, where's Lorcana's collector box?
I don't know. I think they get on that bandwagon at some point. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm sure that
did. Isn't it the second set, the D100 Collector's Edition?
That doesn't count. Though it's D23 is a whole Disney Expo.
No, not the one that was available in stores.
That was a Disney 100. Like that was a.
I'm sorry. You justifying why they made the collector product? I told you they made.
Box. You don't know what you're talking about. It was just.
It was a gift. It was a gift set. Like
it was 10 promos and 4 of the same packs. It didn't have. You and George told me that it had collector packs in it, and it didn't. And it doesn't. You're about to do the same thing right now.
Let me do something very simple. I'm going to read you the title of the product.
Sure.
Disney Lorcana, Disney 100, Collector's Edition.
Sure. And what is in that? It is just 10 promos and 4 of the same.
Hold on. They made a collector's product.
Okay.
Take it up with Ravensburger. I don't know why you're coming at me. Take it up with
so now everybody who makes a collector's product is just ripping off Wizards of the Coast collector.
Take it up with the burger.
Because that's the same thing.
It's like, hold on.
Wendy's is the collector's burger, and it's the same thing.
Wizards of the Coast did it well. These guys did it poorly. So I didn't say they ripped off Wizards of the Coast, but they did make a collector product. It's already happened. It's
not a podcast when Josh doesn't have one awful take.
I'm sorry. I know that reading is a struggle, but I can read it again for you.
Sure. I can't read. I don't know my state abbreviations, but I don't have a bad
the statement that Lorcana will one day make a collector product that they already made.
We didn't say that. We said we'll make the collector packs. That's a whole. They're the same packs. They're normal packs.
The more you go back and reshape the statement, you can make it more correct. But they already made a collector product.
So Donald, do you think they'll do collector boxes?
I think it's inevitable. I mean, like
Why?
If they're looking at like if the Star Wars thing actually is successful for a dead game, like if the collector box still actually sells even when the game is dead, like that's got to show you that, hey, maybe this is a product we should do. I mean, they're paying attention. They're not oblivious to everything around them. So
yeah.
Speaking of not being oblivious to things around them, we got in this set we got show and tell. So they've taken Magic cards, like iconic Magic cards, and basically printed them in. Slowly, we're getting versions. Yeah, but like it's show and tell. Like show and tell is one of my favorite cards from Magic history, and I am so going to break that card. I cannot wait to break that card. Speaking of also another iconic, shout out to Logan. He told me, I'll come play Lorcana with you when I can play Lantern Control, which is a miserable Magic deck.
Wow.
You can play Lantern Control in Lorcana. The pieces are there. I put it together.
That sounds awesome.
I know. And I'm so excited that it's going to, like, people are going to be like, what is this? Why? Why is this happening?
Deck tech on it?
Yeah, I am actually.
You can go watch that Scruffy Looking Gaming. So I disagree with your take here, though, because Pokemon's not doing a collector box.
No, but
Pokemon's they don't need to.
Lorcana is way more in the desire realm of Pokemon than they are Magic.
100%. But Pokemon does do the UPCs.
That's
right.
Not a. I don't think you know what we think the difference is.
Saying it's a collector. Well, can you breathe through your nose for just a couple seconds here?
It's like the word collection is on it, and Josh is like, it's a collector box. It's the same thing.
Oh God.
The thing about Pokemon is
you're almost impossible to talk to. It's so wild.
The thing about Pokemon is their normal packs are collector packs because no one actually is opening them to play with them.
Differentiation in pack. They have a separate product which draws a different desirability. That's what Lorcana is more likely to mimic than a facsimile of a Magic the Gathering collector box. They're more likely to take another shot at something like the I don't know, I'll read it again, collector edition, where they make a separate product with some unique promos in it and try to charge a premium.
Yeah, totally.
That's going to be their version of a collector product. Now, I know.
I mean, we're getting that in every set
for a while. Go ahead.
This set has a gift box that has a Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, but they're not
different treatment card. No, because they don't need to.
They're not calling it a collector.
Yeah, it's a gift box. Like it's what grandma picks up on the shelf to gift to her grandson because that's what it is. That's what the D100 was too.
I think the question is, do they do a premium booster product that has different packs and charge 3x the price on? I don't see them doing that.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they need to do that. I don't think that they have the I think if they do something like that, it's going to kill the value of the baseline card. Like Magic has the player base to absorb all of those extra cards, right? Like all of those extra things. I don't think Lorcana has that.
How does that work if you don't have? I mean, we dunk on Magic all the time for the millions of treatments, and I agree that it's too many. But how does that work if you have 2 treatments of cards, right?
Oh no, you would absolutely have to throw
like
in a bunch of treatments. Yeah,
that it doesn't work. There's so many steps before we can possibly get there. That's not even funny.
Yeah. Which I hope we never have to take. I hope that we don't have all those treatments that we have to go that route. Like I'm perfectly happy. I'm perfectly happy with it the way it is, with your chase enchanted and then just the base cards for all the normal people.
People are getting wrecked, man. People are getting wrecked opening these boxes. And like you're never going to get what you paid for the box. I have
never in my life
$30. Like
I have never in my life in any game opened a box thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get my money back on this box.
Again,
Like,
I literally just said I don't think you should, but you shouldn't spend 115 and get $30. The gap's too large. You gotta close the gap.
Oh, I mean, in Lorcana's defense, that's how a lot of the new indie TCGs are. Sorry, I don't mean to lump them in with indie TCGs, but that's how a lot of
Lorcana an indie TCG when George isn't here is just such a shame.
I think that's how a lot of the games are. Like it's you have to, if you're going to open product and care about the money, you have to open it in volume. You have to open it in I shouldn't say this. You have to open it in 4 to 16 boxes. Realistically, you have to open it in 32 plus.
Yeah,
boxes. Like
much larger.
If you're
Even
going,
then,
yeah,
the Lorcana numbers aren't favorable.
Sure. Unless you are actively selling almost all the cards and you're getting product early and being able to list your cards at release day, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables just to get closer to breaking.
I think like the Pokemon EV would probably be abysmal too.
Oh, it absolutely is, but the Pokemon has the benefit of you've got a $500 lottery ticket in the pack, and when you don't, historically the packs go down, right?
Yeah.
And then it's not a desirable set.
Well, and Pokemon also has this kind of weird mentality of like the experience of opening a pack. Like people come into my store with their kid to open up 3 booster packs of Pokemon.
I think Lorcana has some of that as well. But
And that's what Lorcana needs to get to. Like Lorcana, if they want to be long-term successful, can't be Magic the Gathering 2.0. It has to be the Pokemon family experience that Pokemon has created. That's the only way to see extreme.
I think they can live both spaces. I think they can live with the playing appeal of Magic and the Pokemon. Like they'll never do Pokemon as well as Pokemon does. They'll never do Magic as well as Magic does. But I think the beauty of that is how they can ride in both spaces.
But I think you have to if you want to see any kind of success, because like you said, you can't be Magic and you can't be.
You'll never. No one will ever be Magic. No one will ever be Pokemon. Those are the top of their playability and the top of the collector space.
But being able to be both, but
being able to ride both
collector's game,
being able to ride both sides of the fence is important, and I think they do that. Like.
They do okay. I think it's important to acknowledge, at least for me, it'll never be riding the fence in the middle. They will always need to shade collector. They will always need to shade collector.
I just hate I hate the argument that the whole point of a TCG is to open the box to profit, to sell the cards to profit. I hate that. No, like when did it become a like?
It only became that for you when you joined a podcast of 2 people who talk
people who do that. So like you're not your way of experiencing TCGs
boxes for profit.
Your way of experiencing TCGs is not the norm. Like that's not how people do it. It's people aren't opening this box saying, "Oh man, I hope I get my 130 EV off of this box." Like that's again
not what I said, but I think you're being intentionally dismissive if when they open that box and they get $25 to $30, they're not at least a little let down when that comes to light, when that's brought to their attention at a trade night or when adding things to their binder.
And let me let me also tell you, Donald, you started playing TCGs and played TCGs and opened a lot of your packs before anybody had any ability to look up the price of the cards.
Now
today the first thing people do when they open up a Pokemon pack, the first thing people do when they open up is they ask the salesperson at the counter of an LGS, "Hey, can you look up this card? How much money is this worth?" That is the way that the culture, it's not me, it's not Josh, it's the way that the culture has presented TCGs now it's a lottery ticket.
It's trading too. I did a whole experiment at MagicCon. I was like, I want to see if people will still trade. It was hard to get anyone to trade because there were times like, I don't have service, I don't know what your stuff's worth and my stuff's worth. It's hard to get, like, it's ingrained in the space at this point, whether we like it or not.
And back in my day, we used to trade card because we had no idea. Like my very first card game or second card game, my very serious card game was the Star Wars Decipher card game. And my buddy and I used to trade. We had no way to look up value. The like InQuest magazine once every 6 months would post the value of cards, and like that was the only. But we didn't trade by value. We traded by I need this and you need that, and
Can you imagine the level of market manipulation that was involved in the InQuest magazine price guide with zero accountability to anything?
I wrecked myself at MagicCon. I got wrecked on a trade because they had one of the dinosaur tokens that I didn't have, and I couldn't believe I saw one in the wild. And I think I lost like $30 in value on a $40 overall trade. I got completely destroyed because I was like, I'm not going to look it up. And you know what? Happy with it because I got another dino, baby.
I saw a video that was somebody offering a blind trade to a card, and it was a Lotus, and the guy said no. I'm pretty sure it was fake. Not the Lotus, the video, but it made me want to do that kind of video of like going up to somebody and be like, you trade the whole binder for this, and like it's a basic land. And then like the next guy gets a Lotus. Like you just like do it, and like I want to actually.
I did that.
If I'm the guy that gets the land, I'm kicking you in your peg leg.
I did that one time. I used to run a Magic club at the school I taught at, and I would set out prizing like first through eighth or whatever, and then whoever came in first got to pick. Which it was like you pick which prize you want. I'm not telling you which. And so I took a empty booster box and I put a waste in it, just the basic land waste, and like closed it back up. And Hunter was the one who won, so he got to choose first, and he's like, I got to take the mystery box. And I was like, look, it was a waste.
Was he disappointed in the value of the card?
He flipped the table.
Oh, so he did care about what was in the value of the booster box. Interesting.
All right. All right.
All right. What was our secret sauce? I had something, didn't I?
Our secret sauce is it's time to cut this podcast. I feel like we've been recording for 2 hours.
All right. Well, it's only been an hour and 20 minutes, but Josh is done. I'm done. We're all done.
So
the secret sauce is about how you write your sixes wrong. That's what it is.
That's true. You do write your sixes weird.
Who writes their six starting from the middle out and then up? No one does that.
Starting from the bottom.
We talked about this. If you do your six like this is how I do a six. Like there. Your
handwriting is exactly what I would have pictured it to be.
Like if you do your six,
just so you know,
just watch. If you do your six from the top to the bottom like this,
like everybody else,
your hand comes back. It's going this way. This isn't the way that the rest of the text goes. If you do your six like
it's not cursive.
If you do your six like this, you're set up for the next number. It's the most efficient way to make it.
It's efficient. Okay.
Yep. All right, everybody.
How do you do threes?
Three?
You definitely aren't you going away from the next?
Yeah, but you.
Oh my god! It's like it's like McDonald's arches. Like,
why'd you draw butt on stream, dude? Why'd you draw butt on stream, man? You're getting canceled.
Go the other direction.
You're drawing butts, man. Gross.
All right, everybody,
before the comments say it's that West Virginia education that taught him how he is not from West Virginia. I don't want to hear that.
Don't claim him. We do not claim him.
Everybody, go subscribe to Josh's channel over at Hometown TCG. If you can spell it, go subscribe to Donald's channel at Scruffy Looking Gaming. He will have a brand new deck tech out Saturday at 7 p.m. No clue. I don't ever advocate for anything, but legitimately, screw my channel. Go subscribe to Donald's. I'm so happy that you made a video again, dude.
I was really excited about it too. Like I was actually happy to make it. Like it didn't feel like work. Like
end of this podcast, and you didn't subscribe to Donald's channel. You're not a real fan.
And hit the like button on this one. Join the Discord server over at KitchenTableTCG.com and buy some product there while you're out there. And be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
And also with Donald's YouTube channel. I agree. I'm so happy.